everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing something super exciting. I am taking a formal etiquette course with the lovely Lisa Gachet here in Brentwood. I, along with two of my friends, are going to learn how to sit like a lady, how to eat elegantly, and how to greet, and so much more. I'm super excited about this, and I'm hoping you'll come along with me. Let's go.
Wow, such a pretty day. I know, I love it here. So exciting. Well, hello, ladies.
Hello.
Welcome to Brentwood. I'm so happy to have you here today. Right this way. Step inside. So wonderful to have everybody here today.
Thank you for having us.
So ladies, before we begin today, I wanted to invite you here to have a little sip of something cool and to set the stage for what we are about to actually embark. The word etiquette is really, the French word is ticket. So a ticket which allows us to enter any world because we are privy to the rules. So we're going to go over some social graces, everyday social graces. I thought it would be fun to practice how to elegantly get in and out of a car, how to pick up something from the floor. We are going to practice our posture. I want to show you how to properly shake hands. And then we're going to finish up, I hope you're hungry, because we are going to go and have a beautiful lunch and cover some really important formal dining skills. Sound good?
Yes.
Okay, excellent.
So excited.
So one of the things we want to think about, remember, I'm talking always about toes and heels together. So we start with our toes and heels together. And then this is the next most important thing that most people don't know when we're talking about posture, is your thumbs should be aligned with the seam of your clothing. So look down and find the seam. If you have a seam, you have a seam. You have a seam too, sweetheart, if you start here. And then of course, Essie. Okay, so thumbs at your seams. Chin parallel. Hold in the belly, squeeze the tush and the thigh muscles, okay? And imagine that you are standing against a wall where your head, your shoulders, your behind, and your heels are all in contact. And that's standing with perfect posture. How does it feel?
Like I'm working out again.
Right? You know, the reason the posture is important is honestly, it conveys confidence. Always move with perfect posture.
Yeah, I think it gets like harder for people who really truly aren't confident to hold their head up.
It absolutely is. That's why this is a practice, right? Well, practice makes perfect. Yeah. And we can grow into that feeling of confidence. In fact, all of these tools really do help to give us confidence. That's what they're designed to do. Equal parts to help us feel more comfortable in our own skin and also to learn how to put other people at ease.
But when you are more confident, other people feel more at ease.
When you are confident, you are someone who gives, and that comes with confidence. That's what endears others to you.
So ladies, in the second exercise today, I wanted us to learn how to properly sit, stand, and walk. We want to imagine ourselves walking in the shape of an 11, not an 8. We're not doing a catwalk. And toes and heels are together, chin up, and we know where the chair is, so we don't have to look down at the chair, right? So I'm going to show you, I will demonstrate. So we're walking nicely towards the chair, and we'll do a little quarter turn, bringing our knees glued together, in case we're wearing short dresses, using our hands to catch us at the seat this way. And then we have our hands basically stacked like pancakes on top of our legs, and then just maintaining that poise when you're standing up and walking away. Okay, so who would like to give it a try first? Michelle? Okay, come and take my position here. And we're gliding like a swan, doing our quarter turn. Love that. Seated beautifully and excellent. Shoulders down and back. I love this posture. Are her feet in contact with the grass?
Not the bottom.
No. Oh, okay, good. Let me see.
Just the tips of my toes.
Okay.
Because
Okay,
I'm not
beautiful.
wearing heels.
That's okay. Beautiful. I love it. Smiling and perfection. Now use the heels of your hands to stand yourself back up and go ahead and walk beautifully toward your destination. Excellent. Love it. How did that feel, Michelle?
I never thought about like gluing my knees together
Right?
and just like using my hands to stand
Yes,
up. I don't
yes.
even know how I stand up.
Yeah.
Right?
Same.
Well, it just makes us more conscientious.
Yes.
Us that elongation and elegance that just makes everything more beautiful, right?
Yes. I enjoy
Okay.
that.
So, Megan, would you like to go next, sweetheart? Up, beautiful. Oh, she looks gorgeous. Like you're going to a ball. Okay, sitting down nice and straight, beautiful. Hands stacked like pancakes, beautiful. Okay, again, squeezing the knees and thighs and lift yourself up. Gorgeous, look at her posing for the camera. And go ahead and stand up for us, Megan. And beautifully walk away. Chin up, chin up.
Oh, chin up.
Gorgeous, okay, very well done. Now we've left Miss Essie with the most difficult job of walking with a book on her head. So you're going to be our wonderful person to exemplify perfection in posture.
Okay.
So this lets us know that everything is in alignment, because if it's not, the book is going to fall off your head. So place the book on your head where you feel it's most centered. Everybody knows, and this is where our chin needs to be parallel. Otherwise, yes. Okay, now, if you dare, start walking. The trick is to walk normal.
Right. Okay.
Chin up.
I'm nervous.
Okay, that's okay, that's
Chin up.
okay. There you
Okay.
go, beautiful. There you go. See, it's not so bad. Excellent, and try and do your little pivot. Beautiful, now try and sit down. Go, Essie. Gorgeous, look at that. Oh my gosh, round of applause.
Yeah.
I got it just in time.
I thought it was fun.
No, that was excellent. You're a trooper.
Perfect.
Okay,
you.
now
Okay.
show me your hand position.
Okay.
First of all, toe pointed. Okay, gorgeous. Okay, put your leg back down. Use your hands to get yourself up and chin up and walk beautifully back to position. All righty, good job, ladies, all three of you, fantastic. Okay, so ladies, I thought it would be a fun exercise to learn how to elegantly enter and exit a car. So go ahead and maintaining the elegance, use your hand,
Okay.
and then go ahead and scoot your bottom in first. Beautiful, keeping the knees and toes together. And then once seated, you are going to pivot toward the front. Let's try that
Whoa,
again.
okay, wow, that's-
yes.
that is
so
not easy,
remember
okay.
when we did the sitting exercise, knees and toes, almost like there's a lasso around each. And so use the heels of your hands to support you. Okay. And carefully seat yourself, knees and toes, and also pointed even if you'd like. Now pivot both. Using the tummy muscles, there we go.
Woo!
Okay?
Okay.
And that's how you enter.
Okay.
Okay, and now when we exit, we do the same. Knees and toes together. Yes. And then position yourself, use the heels of your hands if you need to, heels and toes together. Yes. See? Okay.
Good. Hard.
Right? Would we like to give everybody a chance? Okay, go ahead, Essie.
Okay.
So use the heels of your hands and go
Yes.
ahead and scooch in as best you can. I like the dunking the head, making sure knees and toes glued, and you've got your little sandals on so we don't want them to fall. Pivot toward the front. Beautiful. And there you are seated. And then we now try exiting. Just as beautifully. Tummy, thighs, feet. Ah, gorgeous. Okay. And Megan, okay, good luck, honey. I don't have a step stool. But you have a nice long skirt, so just go ahead and pop up there if you can. Watch your bun. Okay. We need like a little lift. Anybody, do you want me to see? Here, give me your foot here. There she goes. Beautiful. Okay, now twist, pivot toward the front, and then we have, I'll make sure that your beautiful gown. Okay, excellent. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And now go ahead and come out. And then this
your
is,
knees and your toes are not together.
yes, okay, make sure that the heels, okay, now we got, look at her cute little sandals. Okay, they're like Superwoman sandals. Ah, very nice. Okay,
so graceful.
very nice. Okay. What we do is we actually walk toward where the item is, and then we drop, keeping the seat, our caboose is tucked down. And our knees are together, thigh muscles to help you pick it back up. And that's how it's done. Okay. Come close by. So you're basically walking almost right next to it. And then you pick it up. Yes, right? Are you feeling it? And now use, yes. See? How did that, right?
It's a balance.
It is. Exactly. But it's so much more elegant.
It is.
Okay, let's pass it. It's almost like passing the baton.
Yeah.
So now we'll leave it there for
Okay.
Essie to try.
Walking my 11.
Yes, thank you. Good memory. Drop, keeping the caboose down. Nice.
Felt like I was doing a squat.
Right? I mean, I'm telling you, thighs and core.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Nice job. Right? Okay, knees glued together. Okay. Very nice,
Very
ladies.
nice.
Okay. So you want to be about arm's length of distance, which is about 18 inches in length, no matter how tall or small you are. And the next thing we want to make sure is we're standing on 2 feet. You know, you're not kind of balancing on one, and you need to be facing the person, so we're not at an angle. So the next thing is that we always shake with which hand, ladies?
Right.
Correct. So even if you're left-handed, because I get asked this question, it doesn't matter. You always shake with your right because most people are right-handed. So it starts from the elbow down. So just go ahead and raise your arm from the elbow down. Make sure your fingers are all together. So we're not going in like a bear claw, right? Thumb is facing the ceiling. Now the most important part of a perfect handshake is to get into this area here, which is called the web. So you want to get in with a perfect handshake is a web to web shake. You want equal tension in the wrists. So we're not doing like a wrist war, we're not doing a thumb war, so we have equal pressure rather. And then there is a perfect number of pumps. What do you think that is?
3.
2.
Dose. It's 2. But you good guess.
Okay.
It's almost like Goldilocks, right? So you want to just get right in the middle there. 2 pumps and then we release. So let's practice. And when you pump, you work from the elbow down. So not kind of flapping the birdie wings here, okay?
Okay.
1, 2.
And how strong should my
And then we
grip?
release. Just firm. So you don't want to have a lot of tension like that. So firm, so I can feel it.
Okay.
But not too tight. So firm. 1, 2. Let's try it again.
Okay.
1, 2. Very
I was
nice.
thinking that the handshake had to be a little more dainty, like a
Right.
little softer.
No, nowadays, we're all equal, so a nice firm handshake,
Okay.
at least in America.
Right.
Different countries have different rules and guidelines.
Absolutely.
But what we want to make sure we avoid is what we call the wet fish. So you never give someone a wet fish. You also never want to give somebody what we call the knuckle cruncher, where you give them a squeeze. The guys actually do
They
this
do this
more.
a lot.
It's so painful. But you also have to be aware of the endless handshake, where somebody's shaking your hand and they never let go. So that's why we know 2 pumps and let go. Now, if you find yourself the recipient of the endless handshake, release the tension in your hand. See, that's the non-verbal signal that tells me it's time to end the handshake.
I see.
Okay?
Okay.
How did that feel?
That feels good. Can I practice like
Yes.
shaking it endlessly and you releasing it so I can see what that
okay,
feels
so
like?
let's start from the beginning. Here we go.
Oh,
Did you feel how
yeah.
I let go of the tension?
Yeah.
Would you like to, ladies,
Yes.
go ahead and try with each other?
So do you want me to? Okay.
Yes, you two can go ahead and shake. Nice, too. Good. And you can even say something that's like it's nice to meet you.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Perfect.
Wow, that was
And I
literally
almost-
perfect.
And I like a rhythm. 1, 2. So you don't want to, get in there too fast, right? 1, 2, release. Okay? Did that feel good?
It did.
All right. So now you know whenever you enter, exit, anywhere, you greet somebody hello. You also greet them goodbye. Okay. Oh, one more thing before I forget. Air kissing. So again, we are this far apart. Come a little closer to me. Arm's length of distance. Air kissing always happens right cheek to right cheek. Never do your lips touch another person's face. So we come in, mwah. You don't have to say the mwah. If you do 2, mwah. So it's right, left. If you're in Belgium, mwah, mwah, mwah. It's 3.
Oh wow.
So you can actually touch cheek to cheek.
Okay.
You just blow the kiss out that way.
Right.
You go in for
And you
like
don't
the
have to
regular.
say mwah. I was just exaggerating. But some people will bump noses if they don't know which Which cheek?
And my right cheek is your right cheek. Some people think my right cheek is your left cheek. No, it's your right, my right. So that's okay.
This is my right.
So that should clear up any misunderstandings when it comes to air kissing.
That's good.
All right.
Is there any situation where, let's say you were out with a gentleman,
Yes.
that you would extend your arm like this and they would kiss your hand versus a handshake?
Okay, now I love that question, and because there's a rule. When it comes to ladies and gentlemen, men are supposed to wait for the women to initiate the handshake because men are not supposed to presume that the woman wants to have any physical contact, even in a handshake. So you can extend your hand, which would show him that he may receive it,
Okay,
right?
yes.
If you do not, then he should just greet you with a little nod.
I see.
So,
Okay.
great question. Love the questions, ladies. All right, who's hungry?
Me.
Okay, all right, let's go have some lunch.
Thank you.
So let's notice our napkins, and I'm going to get into where things are located at the table. The first thing we notice is we have a napkin ring on our napkin, and everybody else always wants to know, where do you put your napkin ring? And you actually remove your napkin ring, and it is placed on the upper left zone of your place setting. And that's where all unwanted items will go. So that stays there, and then we're going to open up our napkin all the way, and then we're going to refold it in half lengthwise. Folded part facing you and the open part facing your knees. The reason we want the napkin spread across is because we want to protect our clothing. We want maximum coverage, right? In case breadcrumbs, buttery fingers, etc. The second thing is we want to reserve a spot on the right-hand corner for wiping our mouth. That way we don't put breadcrumbs and butter onto our face. So that is right here. If this was my lap, I pull back the right hand corner and I use the interior pocket. So I make a peace sign, I go underneath, and I dab. And then I return the napkin to my lap. The most important thing is to not crouch down when you need to use your napkin. You want to maintain beautiful posture at the table. By the way, posture, remember I was talking about this is all exercises, right? Sitting up nice and straight, core is held in, we never lean back, and wrists are on the table like so. And this is the continental style of dining. Now let's look at the table. So, easy way to remember is to think of the acronym BMW, like the car. BMW, we read left to right. We read the table left to right. B is for your bread, point to your bread. M is for your meal, point to your meal. And W is for your water. So we notice now the silverware on the table. You have 2 forks, 2 knives, and a spoon next to the knives and a spoon above. So we always work from the table, reading from the outside going in toward your plate. So we know if there's a spoon at the very outside, what does this stand for? That we will be having soup. If you see a smaller fork,
Is that the salad?
salad.
Oh, I
so
thought it
you're
was
going
another
to
one. You're
use
right.
its partner, the knife, next to the soup spoon for the second course. We're going to start with the soup course. That's the salad. Then we go in again. You see the larger fork and the larger knife. That is for our entree course. And then you have a spoon above your place setting. If you see any utensils above your place setting, that means good news, dessert will be served. Okay?
Okay.
All right, and then you have another knife over here on this little dainty plate on the left for our bread. So go ahead and bring that down toward you, because I see a lot of people mistakenly put their bread plate in the middle of their plate. That's a big faux pas. We do not do that.
Okay.
So please pick, by the way, is everybody right-handed?
No, I'm left-handed. I'm a lefty too.
Wow.
Okay, so do what's comfortable. For my right-handed people, we pick up the butter knife, the teeny tiny knife. This is for spreading butter. So I want to teach you, if you ladies need to hold it in your left, do so. We butter our bread, 1 bite-sized piece at a time. So go ahead, please, ladies, and sit up and twist to your left. Break off 1 bite-sized piece for me, please. Not a teeny tiny bird size, but a nice bite-sized hunk.
So we don't need to peel the top off.
No, that's the crust. That's the best part. You want crust and the inside of the dough. Now pick up your butter knife, hold your bread, and when you butter it, place it down on the plate. And then hold your knife and smear the butter on the bread while in contact with the plate. Bread down on the plate. And then once you've cleaned your butter knife, place it back down on the plate in its entirety. and then bring the bread to your mouth and eat. Oh, by the way, you want to be about 3 inches away from the edge of the table. So
we're too far.
You don't want to be too far back, but nor do you want to be too close. Also, the purpose of dining is never about the food. It's really about what? Why do we dine?
For connection.
Yes, and building relationship, building rapport. So the idea is that we rest it very nicely in a horizontal position. You can use your pinky for balance. It's really not just an affectation. It has a purpose. However, if you don't feel comfortable, not at all necessary. The most important thing is that we always think about scooping away. So we start with the spoon. By the way, this soup spoon is round. So that actually tells us that we can drink from the side of the bowl. So first of all, we need to lean in when we have our soup, and we start by scooping away. So we scoop the soup, and then we bring it into our mouth from the side of the bowl, and we tilt, like so. And if you do have some vegetables, etc., feel free to bring them into your mouth as easily as possible. Now, if you get down to the end of your soup, you can actually tilt your bowl away from you just to get those last remnants down here, but always drinking from the side of the bowl and tilting into your mouth that way. If you have very hot soup and you want to cool it down, we actually never blow. We want to actually think of what we call an inhale whistle, which sounds like so. That way. You don't have to make it audible. I just wanted you to hear, but it really does do the same trick. It cools down the soup, and then you won't burn yourself, and also avoids blowing it across the table, right? Finally, in terms of when you're taking a moment, let's say you need a rest in between bites, the soup spoon actually rests in the bowl on whichever side. If you had a soup bowl with a plate underneath, smaller plate, that's a saucer. When you were finished, you could leave it on the saucer underneath on the right side. Must be on the right side because when this wait staff clears, they clear from the right. However, we do not have a saucer, so you will actually rest the spoon for the resting position and the finished position on the right side. Okay? But during bites, you can have it on the left, just because of my left-handed girl. So feel free to enjoy, and then we'll prepare for the next course.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Everything happens in your index fingers. So index fingers here, where the handle meets the blade and the handle meets the fork tines. And everything happens in the wrist. So pierce the food with your fork tines down first. So really connect with the food and the plate, and then use your knife to gently cut the food, leaving your knife down, and bring the food into your mouth, fork tines down, leaning in. Do not let go of that knife. Yes, good job. Excellent. Beautiful, ladies. Perfection. Okay, now do me a favor, don't put another bite in. Take your fork and knife and put them on top of your plate in an upside down V. That is what we call the resting position. That is what you do in between bites when you need to wipe your mouth. Go ahead and wipe your mouths, ladies. Beautiful, love the posture. Gorgeous, oh my gosh, A+ students. And then resume your hold. Perfect, cut another bite. Let's see it. Do we like the salad, by the way? Do we like the food?
It tastes great, yeah.
Good. I think there's some figs and some cheese and all kinds of stuff.
Great.
Okay. And we're eating so quietly. It's gorgeous. Okay. And so on and so forth. All right, ladies, so now we are at the main course, or the entree course. And this is a bit of a challenge, I will tell you, because not only have I given you chicken, but you are seeing chicken on the bone. So that is not easy, plus french fries. And by the way, yes, they are a finger food. However, I am going to have you eat them with a fork and a knife. So it may be a bit more challenging, but I think you're up to the task. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's start by piercing the chicken And you want to try and find a spot that's not in the bone. So maybe starting from the end. So steady it first with your fork and then cut with your knife. And then bring the food into your mouth, fork tines down. And I'm going to show you, ladies, what I call a party in your mouth. So I want you to have a piece of chicken on your fork first. Okay, yes. Okay. Then I'm going to capture a little carrot. I'm going to go over here and add a little fry. This is a wonderful explosion for your taste buds. Now bring it all in, chew and swallow with the mouth closed, and enjoy. How do we like that?
It's a party.
Okay. Now, one of the things that helps us too when we are dining and we need to think about a place to keep our silverware in terms of the resting position is to eat, keeping the food in a nice, tidy portion of the plate. So we have the rim of the plate, so everything should really happen in the inside of the rim. So in order to be mindful that there's a space for the fork and knife, you want to keep things down almost inside the triangle, right? That way you have a place to put your fork and knife at the top of your plate when you are taking a rest. And this is the position you want to make if you have to excuse yourself to go to the ladies' room. Okay, now I want to show you a new position, which we haven't learned, which is finished position. So the finished position looks like this, where we close the gap. So we bring the fork and knife together in the end, but it will rest on the right side, and that is for the waitstaff to be able to remove our plates from the right. And blade of the knife facing in, so the blade actually would be to the right of your fork.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes. And on the right hand side on the diagonal. But do the best you can because I know we have a full plate of food. We're practicing, ladies. Okay, excellent. And now we're ready for dessert. So take your spoon and fork and you will see the direction that they are leads us to know where they should land on the table. Spoons are always on the right, forks are always on the left. Now bring your dessert plate a little closer to you, and you're going to use the spoon as your dominant utensil. Again, my left-handed ladies, whatever feels comfortable. And when we cut our cake, we use the side of the spoon. And then the fork is used as the pusher. Helps to push the food into the spoon. And we eat with only one utensil, so we're not using both this way. But we have the aid of the second utensil so that we don't chase the food off our plate, right? So please begin. Let me know how the cheesecake is. And you leave the fork down. But we don't set the fork down. We hold the utensil. And then same position, remember, with the resting. Now, for these, you can face them fork and spoon up. Okay. And then when you're finished, you'll bring them together, fork and spoon together in the end on the right. Now, I know these are teeny tiny plates. We have to be very careful. There isn't a lot of room, right?
Right.
Okay. But this is just a wonderful way to always know that we have two utensils. We have a whole array of utensils for so many different types of food. And it really helps us because I can't tell you how many times I'm in a restaurant and I see diners struggling to cut their meat and it looks like they're pitchforking their steak, or they don't know that they can actually use two utensils, and the purpose is really just to aid us in bringing the food into our mouths in an elegant fashion. When there isn't any distraction, we can focus on the relationship building. Okay, so let's place our utensils down, and now I want to show you what we do at the very end of the meal. Please pick up your napkins, ladies, and you'll see how, remember, it's folded in half lengthwise. All you need to do is pinch the napkin at the center, and almost like an imaginary napkin ring, go over it like that, and then the napkin is placed on the left-hand side of the table with the point facing in towards the center. This way, sorry, the center of the table. You're perfect. You're perfect as is. And look at how beautiful that is. Neat. And this is all, no matter if you have a white napkin, you've just had an entire chocolate dessert, miraculously, it's all hidden. So there you have it, gals. You survived the class, and I have to say, no, my applause to you. I mean, seriously, you all looked gorgeous today with a smile on your face and a natural poise and elegance. So I really had easy to work with. people.
Thank you.
So I want to thank you so much for being with me today and just, you know, enjoying these skills. And please be the role models you want to see in the world. Now that you have this information, use it, share it. Don't be ashamed of knowing it. It doesn't mean you're any better than anyone else. It's just, like I said, you are now in possession of these skills. And remember, it's about feeling that confidence, feeling like you belong anywhere, and then also putting other people at ease. So share it, use it, practice it, live it, love it.
Thank you.
Okay, my pleasure.
You're a wonderful teacher.
Thank
Yes.
you.
You're very fun and just very easy to learn from. So
Thank you.
It was a pleasure to be able to learn from you.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
all right. Well, enjoy your days, ladies.
Thank you.
Okay.